Good morning, everybody. Today, we go through the teachings about the Samsara and the Nirvana, two sides of the same hand. This has been requested by many people, and it has been kind of going through a lot of this
That'd be close, sorry.
transcriptions and editing, all this, through these teachings. So I thought today we go through this text. If you have here this small booklet, there's also the Samsara and Nirvana, page 5. These are the these teachings is I should say a few things here. There are two types of practitioners. One is more serious. They want to get really the benefit of the teachings. And the others just, some kind of like a casual. Sometimes you participate when you are interested, and sometimes it's just nothing special you are engaged in, So here, this is those individuals who spend time for years studying, reading so many books, and listening teachings from different great teachers. They really want to get it and then want to get the benefit full. So this is something, this topic is something about to those individuals. The whole idea, as everybody know it, everywhere, all over the world, regardless believer or non-believers, educated or uneducated, rich or poor, human beings or non-human beings, our all interest is not having suffering, predicaments, physically, mentally. And our all interest is to free from suffering, to free from undesirable conditions. So having said that, you see, according to this, then we all keep busy. Now, what should I do to have a better life, more secure, more peace and happiness now and then? And we make every effort to free from these types of conditions of the undesirable and to have more peace and happiness. That's the interest of the everybody. It's not a culture. It's not a just belief system. It is the reality, nature that we all go through. It's not just only this 21st century, this has been as long as the world starts, and we are all on that way. Everybody making effort, so according to their ability, their understanding, according to their capacity, how they can handle, how much they can do. So this is, you see, it's universal. It's not a belief system. It's not that I believe peace and happiness, or I don't believe suffering. It's not just that. It's the actual experience. No. So now that, because the peace and happiness that we want, that what we desire for, doesn't come just by expressing I want peace and happiness, or doesn't come by wish, or even doesn't come by just praying to somebody, something. So the suffering also doesn't go away just by saying, I don't want this suffering. No. So that shows there is a cause, condition, what makes the suffering to manifest, which makes the cause which manifests peace and happiness. So we investigate. Some we pray, some we just and this all modern science technologies came up because of that. You know? All this scientific, they investigate, they just look for what's the cause, and they introduce according to their ability, how much they could, um, how much could they understand. The color. There's so many different scientists. You see. So these things just, so we express according to our own abilities. I understood this way, this is the way to do things. I understood this is the way to handle, how to handle, when you take different pills, all they will explain individually according to their understanding how much benefit they got. No, but all this has to do something is called mind. The mind is such a, what you call, ambiguous, very, what you say, unclear, even to yourself. I think, I like myself, I think so much. This is what I want. This is what I want. I don't like this. This is a way. And let's just think about that. But still, I don't know really what I want. Sometimes when you get that, what you want makes you some peace, happiness. Oh, yes, I got it. I'm happy about it. So other times you got what you want, still you are not happy. Know what to do. So the mind is such ambiguous subject within us, and it is so vast. It's so complex. That's called outer space and inner space. The outer space is infinite. Nobody has found, said now, outer space is finished there. So now inner space is mind, same as is infinite. but still we don't know. People looking, searching so much, driving here, there, get that lesson, get this lesson. And, at the end, you don't get it. So this is the much of the mind, this called all the outer space phenomena is called matter. So you can touch the table, you can see, you can hear. This called matter. And then mind is called consciousness. So mind and the matters are two different. We should understand that. The matter, all these technologies, you see, sophisticated machines, everything, this all by matter. The matter cannot measure the mind, no matter how sophisticated technology you have, machine you have. The mind cannot measure in the matters, okay? Because the matters are product of the mind. Mind has produced this all things, technologies. Even now they call the AI, artificial intelligence. People are talking so much about it. A lot of speculations. It's product of the mind. But there's something they want to create something that's coming from there. In the AI things, the robot is all recorded. All the recorded created by the mind. And then from the record, then it expresses things, says these things. So we should understand that the mind is the most profound. It's not a belief, it's reality. So that we call Buddha over 2,600 years ago, who born in the full person's form, in the individuals, and very what you call smart. And at that time, whatever things exist, he studied, he examined, he investigated all things. Because his father was successful, he got such a great opportunity, being a luxurious life. The father provided everything. But also he was smart enough. He was not indulged that kind of luxurious life. Meanwhile, he was looking the people who are underprivileged, the poor people, no food, no clothes, old, aging, dying. Yes, those some are rich, smart, educated. He also got opportunity to contact all those and understand all of those. After having all these things experienced in his life, then at the end of the day, no one is fully satisfied. Even those are so rich, those so famous. So then what? What makes sense? So he left the kingdom not out of weakness, but out of such great, we should say, courage. and to get to know more how things constitutes. So he went through training himself for 6 years, from such a luxurious life to the most hardship life. No place to live, no food, no clothes, no. For 6 years, none of those luxurious life doesn't bring this real peace and happiness. That hardship doesn't bring real peace and happiness. So he realized the mind is the most important. So then he paid his focus on the mind, how to realize that. So through the three training, the training of the virtuous mind and the stability of the mind is called stabilize your mind. And then special insight through this, coordinating through these three causes and conditions. And he fully developed on this, not just casual. And because of that, his full dedication, he's doing, not knowingly, but he's doing everything according to the causes and conditions. All things need to be complete causes and conditions. There's something to happen, empirically to manner, because everything is interdependent. Nothing constitutes individual one thing. There's so many causes and conditions need to be coordinated. So he knows what he was doing. So because of that, he was full prepared about that and arranged that kind of conditions, and then determination and the courage and confidence of that. Then he is called through this three training. Then he called attain enlightenment, fully awakened. Then he said, now I know I'm enlightened, because there's nothing is hidden. Everything is obvious, clear. There's no fear, there's no doubt. Then he was called Buddha in Sanskrit. Buddha means fully awakened. Like when you sleep, after from the sleep you wake awake. All the knowledge, wisdoms are blossomed. And from there, he taught the teachings to the sentient beings. So we have to understand that first. No, it's not just a religion to believe. It's something what's happening. No, why everybody desire for peace and happiness. Before, when these technologies are invented, scientists are not there. We are a totally different country, different world. We think something totally different there than us. No? We think that must be something different than us. But now, because of this causes and conditions with technologies come together, and you see we all want peace and happiness. Nobody wants suffering. Even the animals, birds, insects, everything. Why? Then there's no one in the world who appreciates the suffering, Nobody says, I'm suffering, I'm okay, I'm suffering because I'm happy because I'm suffering. Young or old, educated, uneducated, rich or poor. The rich people they're suffering more mentally, a lot of mental pressures there. The poor people are suffering more physically, not enough food, no good place to live. But both are suffering. Now what you do? With wealth, you are suffering. Without wealth, you are suffering. Now what should we do? So there's a mention, the mind is the one. Because everything is constituted within the framework of the causality. See, everything is just a manifestation, reflection of the mind, how you reflect your mind. So this here now, here, this I thought this I used to say as an introduction, but also here for the opening of this text. So I read, you say, Samsara and Nirvana. Samsara is a state, this called vicious cycle of the confusion. Samsara, vicious cycle of the confusion that because of that it brings the suffering. And Nirvana is the non-existence of the suffering. In Nyangde, the non-existence of the suffering. In other words, free from the suffering. Now, Samsara and Nirvana, two sides of the same hand. It's a two side, front, back of the hand, but one hand. So the inside hand is like Nirvana. The other side is Samsara, the back. How you know, it is a paradox. Depends on your perception. Now, see, if you see this hand as a solid, real, then you perceive that one hand. And if you perceive this hand is a collection of all the dust particles. Through the quantum physics theory, this hand is not something independent, real. It's just your perception. It's just collection of all of the dust particles. And when you investigate all the each of the dust particles, then at the final, nothing exists. So empirically, you can see that way. Through the experience also, the practitioners who have enough meditation on this, then you see it's there. You can see, but it's not there substantially. So those individuals who see this hand is real, substantial, I can touch. I have a pen when there is a pen. All these things. And those who have enough experience in the practice meditation of this, that according to that analysis, meditated enough, practiced enough, then the hand is there, but it's not there. It's not there substantially. It's just a manifestation. No. Then the pain is also not there. It's just it's a feeling. But if you investigate where this pain exists, when this all dust particle not exist, see, meditate that. That's how you can free from the suffering mind. That's why we need this kind of practice. It's not because of this you believe of this and that, but this is the way how to free from our suffering. Depend on our perception, how you perceive, how you comprehend, no, how you comprehend your perception. So that's what called the mind. It's not enough just say that is, but we have to go through more, further understand and put into practice meditation to get the benefit. Yeah. So here this we need to study this further. So I am says I thought we'll go today as much as you can, and if not finished, we can continue whatever it takes. The last next one or two sessions, you know. Okay. So first you get the understanding that meditate on this, whether it makes sense or not. No. So I'm so depressed. Why? No. So yeah, how you can free from this depression? What's the cause of depression? What's the remedy for the depression? Look at this method. No, it's all the mind. See. Look at these things. These are so precious. These wisdoms you cannot buy from anywhere, but you have to develop within you. But you have to practice by yourself. No? You have to put into practice to get the benefit. It's not something you are converting into something, you know. This is something empirically how it makes sense. Go forward. No? So now I'll read this first beginning, opening, and then the actual practice teachings. First is I bow down to the lamas or guru, the teacher of the unequal kindness, whose compassionate hands plucked the migrators from their wandering throughout limitless samsara and set them down in the land of enlightened bliss. See, it is a very profound meaning on this. First, saying the teacher who taught you this are not just ordinary person. There are so many teachers in the world, all the schools, college, universities, the teacher, they will teach you. Or there's some very sophisticated subjects, law, just a law school, the science school. There's so many, lot of technologies. Teachers, then they have to have the qualities, ability to teach. So the students can learn. Now this here teacher is saying, who teach you how to free from the vicious cycle of this suffering. So the teacher has to have such great wisdom, special insight. Wisdom is not other than your mind. Your mind is nature of that wisdom, but you have to expose to this. You have to get it. It's not different from your mind. Your mind has that kind of, the nature of that kind of qualities. But the teacher has to give this teaching, pass down to the students. So that teacher is such, it's said here, unequal kindness. All teachers has compassion, kindness, but this teacher has such great kindness, is unequal to any others, because this wisdom will help you to free from the entire cycle of the suffering. Where in the samsara, the suffering is relentless. It's just manifest from anywhere, from different places, from different parts of body and the mind. But this teacher now gives us explanation, introduces us what samsara is about. What's the cause of the samsara? How we function within the samsara due to these causes and conditions. Then, well, by having this full understanding, now how to free from this kind of cycle, the enlightened cycle. What's the cause for the enlightenment? How to achieve that? So who can teach these things is unsurpassable. We have to understand. I'm sure when you read great life stories of masters, how much they appreciate, respect to their teacher. No, it's not something like when you like, oh, I like you, I'm devoted to you, but when you don't like, you abuse. It's we're in the paradox, samsara. So that's we don't learn anything. But here, they totally, it's just first you acknowledge. First, we have to have the wisdom. You see, I'm not saying we follow blindly. Follow with the wisdom, with the full confidence, with unflinching devotion. Follow that. And then you see that the compassionate hands plucks the great migrator of sentient beings from the wandering throughout the limitless samsara and set them down in the land of enlightened bliss. So to pay homage to that great master. Next is now to write down all the happiness and suffering of samsara and nirvana arises from the appearance emptiness, non-dual nature. See, appearance, emptiness. It's very paradox, contradictory. When you say this is appearance, how that could be emptiness? When this is emptiness, how that there could be have their appearance? No. But in the Heart Sutra, the form is emptiness, and emptiness is the form. Form is no other than emptiness, and emptiness is no other than form. This is the demarcation where the confusion and wisdoms, how it manifests. When we have no wisdom, understanding of the emptiness, we just apprehend appearance. So this appearance, this is how you see, how you feel, good or bad, right or wrong. But when you have that kind of wisdom to see that very appearance, what we're handling is nothing but emptiness. It's within the dimension of the emptiness. When you have that, just wisdom is very profound. There you see all things, manifestations, everything. They all manifest from within emptiness. All these things, what is nature of emptiness, manifests from the emptiness, dissolve into emptiness. There's no separation. See, that's what's called. It's called non-dual. Neither one nor two. Non-dual nature. To refresh my recollection of the Dharma. So this, as I wrote it, to recollect myself, to understand myself about this, and also to share for others, say, and that of others as well. I have written these words, relying on the congruous teachings. Congruous teaching means Buddha, the enlightened Buddha's teaching on the base of Buddha's wisdom. That's, I put this into few words. It's not just my invention. No. It's totally dependent on the Buddha's wisdom, what Buddha taught. No. What means appearance, samsara? What means nirvana, emptiness? How to understand about these things? How to bring together into this without confusion? Okay. Now next is the actual text. Now, there are in actual text, there are also few divisions that will come later. But even though all these phenomena means dharmas, are naturally pure, it's all they are naturally, they're pure means their nature is emptiness. We don't have to make them empty, but they function within in the emptiness. The emptiness is the flavor. The nature is emptiness. But we don't perceive as emptiness or empty. We perceive something substantial. It's not because of that, the other phenomenon, but because of our mental capacity, how we perceive. So even though all these phenomena, dharmas, are naturally pure, free of arising, they arise within the emptiness. There's no real arising, birth, free of abiding. Since there's no naturally rising real birth, of course, then there's no real abiding where it abides, and free of ceasing. So it's free of arising, abiding, ceasing. Look at your mind, here. When thought arises, just investigate where your thought arises. It arises from nowhere. And then that thought, where it abides, no, where that abides, look at it. It abides nowhere. And where it ceased, it ceased nowhere. No. So that's the reality, nature as it is. No. So that the teacher, Mr. Buddha, skilled in means, taught all the Dharma from within that state. And Buddha taught all those teachings. See, so that we may realize authentically these reality natures. So see. So Buddha taught this from within that dimension of the inseparable of the appearance and emptiness. And we also study about this, practice about it, and we meditate how to eliminate our confusion, our delusions. So these are just touching basic how Buddha taught the teachings to us. And as here, the glorious Chandrakirti was a great scholar in the Nalanda University, follower of the Nagarjuna. Spoke this with these words. The teacher talked. The teacher means Buddha. Buddha talked. The all dharmas are pacified from beginningless time. Buddha taught Dharma is totally pure, peaceful by its own nature. And free of arising. It's just mentioned before. It's free of arising and are naturally and wholly transcendent of suffering. In that state, because there's no confusion, there's no reason to rise suffering. Suffering is not there. Therefore, they have always been unborn. The nature is always unborn. It doesn't mean relatively there's birth, like say tree grow from the ground, mother gives the birth of child. These are relative, of course, these all are there, but ultimately they're not there as we perceive. So that's why how we're free from all the suffering. Samsara and Nirvana are actually of the same mode of abiding, and as such, there's not the smallest distinction between them in the Samsara Nirvana equalness. See, in reality, just as I mentioned before, like the one hand, the Samsara Nirvana has no difference. It's matter of realization. When we are confused, it's called samsara, confused state of suffering. When you realize that nature is nirvana and free from all the suffering. There's no outside there. This is samsara out there. This is nirvana out there. It's all in our own mind. When your mind is peaceful, calm, clear, nothing bothers you, it's so peaceful. It's the absence of the suffering. That's called nirvana. It's your mind. No? But that very mind, when it's disturbed by confusion, by mental afflictions, like anger, hatred, and there's a suffering. It's your mind. That's called samsara. The suffering is nowhere exists, but it's only in the state of your mind. So this is here how to understand the samsara, nirvana, not outside, but within in. No? The next said, samsara is mind with its conception. Nirvana, non-conceptual freedom from action and actors. See, samsara is the mind with the conception, with the thoughts, all dualistic thoughts, attachment, anger, hatred, resentment. This all a conception, mental factors. And this, within that kind of dimension, is called samsara. But that very mind itself, when you know how to handle, this all thoughts abides nowhere, just as mentioned before. That exists nowhere, anywhere. You know, it's all just a manifestation. When the big waves of the water, ocean manifest, it's a strong. But if the wave dissolves, disappear, the water is calm, clear, peaceful. So like that, the mind is calm, clear. It's called nirvana. So nirvana. So samsara and nirvana are two sides of the same hand. Mind as it is, self-arisen, unchanging, and spontaneous. Yeah. So as I mentioned, it's very good, important to look at the mind. So how to train our mind. This is how to train. Bring the mind in yourself. Meditate on, practice on that. And then see, no matter where you are in the better place, more peaceful. Depending how much you have achieved in this practice. Those who have achieved greater, they can experience more. And there's no fear. There's nothing to fear because there's no grasping. Fear is there when there's a grasping. When you comprehend some objects, topics, then you have fear to lose that. But if you release all this grasping, comprehending, and your mind is peaceful, relaxed. So that he is saying, no, mind as it is self-arisen. This mind itself is never change. The spontaneous, unchanging and spontaneous. Your mind is all the way in your life. The day when you remember your life, from there, all in your whole life, you always want peace and happiness. You never want suffering. Even you are having some good life, peace and happiness, well, you're appreciating, still you want to continue life to have peace and happiness. You never want any suffering. No. You cannot adjust your suffering. how much suffer you went through, you never adjust your suffering. So this is reality nature. It's not as some culture or philosophy. So just mentioned, the mind is such a profound that never change. All sentient beings who wander the three planes of samsara, planes of samsara, called desire world, form world, formless world. Desire world where we are. Our desires are fulfilled by the five sensual objects. We need food when we're hungry. We need water when we're thirsty. Or then we like to see things beautiful, like to hear beautiful sound. And taste, odor. So those who are in the form world, totally meditative state, they are not depend their life on these five sensorial objects. Neither the formless world. They're totally in the meditative state, not depend on these outer objects. These cars, the three worlds, the three planes of samsara, wrapped tightly in the material and adventitious, afflictive emotions. But we all are wrapped in the mental afflictions, the ignorance, then attachment, aversion, and pride, jealousy, so forth, all the rest. You see, look at everywhere you go in the world, even animals. Everybody is suffering because of these mental afflictions. Now, these are things that we have. In the world, there's no any university, special university, to teach you how to get rid of them, how to comprehend them. Only with a thought. First, to recognize when they are in our mind, when they are manifested, then how much kind of we go through. When they are absent, not exist, look at our mind. So peaceful. It's so paradox within your own mind. But we want to keep our mind peaceful, but they manifest one after another. If you don't want, it's because of our habit. It's called the habitual tendencies are like the inveterate propensity. Difficult to get rid of them. But no matter how much, we have to try this. Without comprehending them, we cannot expect real peace and happiness. It's not that I like or don't like. I want or don't want. It is something that we have to do. Like when you are hungry, it's not just questions. You like food or not like. You are hungry, you need a food. So like that, when we go through, lot of these mental depleting predicaments, we need to have the wisdom how to handle them, how to release ourselves from this kind of relentless situation. So just we reflect on this, why we need to study, practice the Dharma. No? Visions, those possess the luminous and unfabricated Buddha nature. Is called Buddha nature, means the seed of the enlightenment. That's unfabricated. It's organic. It is as it is. As I mentioned, the desire for peace and happiness is just there. It's nobody created. It's within us. Desire to free from suffering is just there. Nobody told you. No. Nobody told you should have peace and happiness. Nobody told you should be free from suffering. It's just your desire. It's just there. It's unfabricated. But then how to handle that? So that's what I'm talking about. How to free from the cause of the suffering. How to manifest the cause of peace and happiness. This is here down. So this enlightened, unfabricated nature is like a seed in the husk, like gold in the mud. When the mental afflictions are there, then we don't see it. No, it's like a husk. When the seed is in the husk, then you cannot see the seed. When the gold is in the muck, in the unclean place, such kind of mud, you cannot see the gold. So you don't see your Buddha nature. But it is how it exists within you, how it functions within you. So these are some words explain that we need to study, practice this teaching enough. So confusion is samsaric aspect. You see, our confusion is the mental function of the samsara. We are called samsara because it is called mental confusion, the mental form of the confusion, which is the root cause of suffering. Its characteristics, unceasing suffering. So that confusion, from that confusion, manifests the suffering. See, when I see this table is something solid, and I like it, it's so beautiful, I must have it. You have that kind of mental functioning, that kind of perception you have. Then when I don't have it, I suffer. I really want this, but I'm not getting it. How should I get it? Oh, see. In the first place, if my mind is just relaxed, pure as it is, then my mind will be not that kind of grasping, fixated. When the mind is not grasping, fixated, My mind is peaceful, calm, relaxed. See. So this we need to kind of study more, get more kind of substantial understanding is required. Nirvana is confusion purified and awakened. So nirvana means that confusion is, as I'm talking about the samsara, is purified. It's not exist. So mind is calm, peaceful, and that's called awakened mind. Our suffering has no established basis. So there's no basis to suffer because there's no confusion. When the confusion is uprooted, taken care of fully, there's no suffering can manifest because there's no basis. See, so this is all our mental journey. Mentally, we just reflect on, meditate. We try to blame outside. No, I'm suffering because of that, because of this, that. Relatively, yes, of course, we cannot deny these things. It's there. But if we have that kind of mental habit, sooner or later, you will suffer from this. Anywhere you go, temporarily, maybe some relief. So great masters, they try to maintain that mental capacity in their own mind, keep that pure mind, and everything, all the rest are just a manifestation. No? They come and go. So that is this here. All these texts will go into this. No? Now here, first, now this here in actual text, first identifying all the cause of suffering. It's very important for us to look at this. You study, you reflect on this, and then after that, how to take care of them. See, here first, see, what is samsaric confusion? That's the big topic. Then there's many subtitles. From this first one said, in it, Dharma Dhatu, the basis of confusion. It doesn't mean Dharma Dhatu is the confusion, but how we confuse about recognizing the Dharma Dhatu, the all-pervading suchness. Dharma Dhatu means all-pervading suchness, the basis of confusion. Now here's him. All Dharma means all the phenomena have the characteristic of the space, all within the space. Like a cloud. You look at the cloud manifests from the space, dissolve into the space. There's no other place to go. The waves, the ocean, manifest from the ocean, dissolve into the ocean. So the wave has no other place to go. All these galaxies, planets, stars, they manifest from the space, they dissolve into the space. Likewise, our mind, all the thoughts manifest from the mind, good or bad, everything, and then it dissolves into the mind. So as I say, beyond any limiting existence, non-existence, elaborations. All this come from that nature of the space, dissolve into space. At the same time, as various Dharma instances, there's all manifestation of these things is all are the cloud of holder and held, obscure, confusion, confuse the expense. Oh, yeah. Xun rangze manga sharwa la, marik tube risu che, tenzin ate long nang zams. So said, all dharmas have the characteristic of space. Beyond any limiting existence, non-existence, elaborations. Okay. Elaborations. Ah, that not so soon. Okay. At the same time, as various Dharma instances, cloud, upholder, and held, obscure, confuse, the expense, all this then manifests. We are confused, you said here now. Within this Dharma expense, total pervading emptiness. Within that, all this manifests of the phenomena, then we are grasping on that. We are, without knowing, without realizing how their functions in our dualistic mind, we are just focusing on this in the duality state. That's how we have to take care of, how to see these things as a non-duality, not as a dualistic state. You know? That first is this calm. That's called the 出去用了出去应 the basis of the confusion is uh, the called non is called the words are no the words are so difficult. Non-exist this called beyond any limitation existence, non-existence elaborations. So that's the basis of our confusion, basis of without realizing, without the realization of the everything within the pervading emptiness, Nyuma Chu Ying. And as I mentioned, we just confuse in this duality of all this different existence. Then I like, I don't like, then we go forth and fight, and all this manifests from there. Okay. Then Chuchu Mari. And next is wavering of fundamental non-knowing, marikpa in Tibetan, the cause of confusion. If you ask, what's the cause of the confusion? Where I don't realize the emptiness, where I don't realize everything is this manifestation. It's because of the ignorance. It's called the great ignorance. It's the cause of the confusion. Yeah. For failing to recognize the marikba, the innate wisdom amount in this area of the habitual conceptual thoughts. So when we fail to recognize the fundamental wisdom, innate wisdom, then we disarray, then we just follow into our delusions, this area of habitual conceptual thoughts. Our tangled mess of afflictive emotions continues to wander in samsara. See, this is very profound, important point. Nyuma yeshi marikpes, without realizing the fundamental wisdom as it is, and through the manifestation of all the habitual tendency of the mental concept, then all different thoughts of the mental afflictions. They are called 51 mental factors. All those manifest. They manifest one after another because the habit is the one is very difficult to get rid of. Our habit has been long time that totally ingrained within us. So that which is ingrained, without effort, is just manifest. Just for example, nobody wants to be angry, wants to be a very good person, peaceful person. But when causes condition meets, the anger just manifests without effort. It's because of our habit. That's attachment as well. Because of our habit of the attachment, when the causes condition manifests, it's just manifest. It's called a habit. So we need to take care of that one. It's called meditation practice. We have to make effort. It's theoretically you can prove, but experientially, to get the benefit, we have to put it into practice. So that is called so life after life, which is wander in the samsara, effortlessly, depending to the causes and conditions. Sometimes we have a heavier, these different mental afflictions born in it's called lower realms. Who makes the lower realms? Because of our mental habit. There's no one who's making you to go to a hell realm or hungry ghost. Our mental habit. When how it manifests. Even as we are human being, you can see when the mental afflictions are strong, we feel like a hell realm. When they're small, they're light. See? So that is here. This is some important point here. Buddha, Nagarjuna, and Jigten Sungkwan all talked. It is the body that cycles through samsara. Our body wanders in the samsara. See, our propensity of karmas, afflictions, and suffering. See, our propensity of the karma and afflictions result suffering, cycle through samsara in dependence upon a body. Our body is the product of this, our mental afflictions and the karma. No? So then we cycle in the samsara with our body. You're not saying body, only body itself is wondrous. Body is the product of the mental afflictions, our karma. And then that wanders in the samsara. This is very profound meaning that we should understand. We all need all these things because the body. We need a house because the body. We need a food, car, aeroplane, train, no, TV, phone, all these things, clothes, because the body and how much we go through collecting them, taking care of them. So all this. The mind is not aging, but body is aging. Body gets sick, finally die. Mind goes on. See, so that just get that understanding. So we have to practice bodhicitta, transform this body into bodhicitta. Practice deity yoga, transform this body into deity practice. Yeah. So they said the countless types of mental afflictions, desire, attachment, aversion, hatred, and ignorance, pride, jealousy, and all the rest are the creator of our samsaric existence. So these are all the creator of our samsara, our suffering in the world. Look at see. Just we meditate, reflect. Some of their negative works is suffering and unhappiness, restlessness, and muddled thoughts, making untoward both this life and the next. So these mental afflictions, say now, look at their nature. All the sufferings are produced by this mental afflictions. Unhappiness we go through is our mental afflictions. No. And our restless mind, restless body, and muddled thought, all the unclear negative thoughts, they are the product of this our mental afflictions. They ruin this life, next life. When we have precious human life to study, practice Dharma, how to free from samsara, achieve enlightenment. All the opportunities there, but these mental afflictions, sometimes they don't allow us to study, practice Dharma. No matter how much we suffer, still we attach to the samsara. It's called. Then there's this, this next line. The afflictions creates the suffering of becoming, birth, and rest. Then the mental affliction, the ignorance, manifests the formation, then consciousness, and then we go through, enter into mother's womb, name and form, then six increasing field, then contact with the objects, and there's a feeling of good and bad, and then there's a called craving, and then there comes existence, sipa, and birth, after birth, aging and death. So all these 12 interdependence are manifest from this ignorance, mental afflictions. So look at this. These are very important to see these things. Then we know how to take care of them. No? Otherwise, we sit, we meditate, we chant mantra, but we don't know really what we're practicing. No? They corrupt our happiness and virtue. You see, which corrupts, which kind of corruptions makes our suffering is mental affliction. They corrupts our happiness, no, and virtue, and obstructs our liberation. Who obstructs us to free from samsara, to achieve liberation? Is our mental afflictions. Discourage and exhaust us. And then the mental afflictions, they are more. You have less confidence, less courage. So it's discourage and exhaust us, cause us to squander our leisure and endowment, this precious human life, which cause us to exhaust, waste our precious human life, is the mental afflictions. These mental afflictions, then this precious human life, we just take for no purpose here and there and everywhere, and at the end we get nothing, and led us to the lower realm. Then finally they throw us in the lower realm. So nobody can throw us in the hell realm. By our mental afflictions, they will throw us in the hell, in the lower realms, The afflictions wake up and stabilizes. These mental afflictions, they support each other. They wake up, support to other to wake up, and then helps to stabilize them. So dormant propensity for grasping as real ignorance. Then it's just one dormant by this mental affliction. We are under the control of these mental afflictions without realizing. We are enslaved by them. And they never age. They never get older. Our body becomes old, cannot see easily, cannot hear. But these mental afflictions as active as used to be. So they can age by the Dharma practice. They can be weakened by the Dharma practice. At the end, we can destroy, take care totally by the Dharma practice. So for this purpose, this is so important to reflect. First, we have to look at the disadvantage of these mental afflictions. Then we are inspired how to practice the Dharma. Each other, and so continue without interruption. So just day after day, year after year, life after life, they just continue. They support each other and encourage each other, makes stronger, and then that gives us suffering to us. Oh, I think I should read another the two, okay? Without interruption. The afflictions cause prosperities to decline in both existence and peace. See, these mental afflictions, they cause to decline or progress of the peace and happiness in the samsara, in the nirvana. Who creates the obstacles to achieve the nirvana? Because these mental afflictions, our attachment, our ego, they're nowhere. It's just a habit. They exist nowhere. It's just like a cloud, but they manifest us within us and we suffer. So reflect on this. Existence, samsara, peace, nirvana, and are object of criticism for sublime beings. When people, some sublime great master says that person is not good, it's not that person is not good. It's because of mental afflictions. This person is fine, pure, has Buddha nature, but that Buddha nature is obscured by the adventitious obscuration of adventitious obscurations, obscure the purity nature of the mind. So that was this, For all these reasons, it is clear that there is immeasurable faults in this collection of the mental afflictions. Look at these reasons, look at all in the samsara, in the world. We say this person is not good, that person is not good. It's not that person is not good, because that person is obscured as mental afflictions. So looking at that through that wisdom, it gives us opportunity to practice more how to get rid of our own mental afflictions and then to help others. The person is already pure, good person, but the mental afflictions allow that person to be bad, not good, not trustworthy. Yeah. Because the mental afflictions have no sickness and death, you see, samsara will be without beginning or end. Until we take care of these mental afflictions, samsara will not end, will stay. Until concurrent shamatha vipassana means when the shamatha, meditative concentration, and special insight, until they synchronize, they come together and then get rid of these mental afflictions. Until then, the samsara will continue. So vipassana, cut them off at the root, see. By having good lunch, wearing good clothes, staying in the nice place will not help us to reduce these mental afflictions. These mental afflictions can only reduce, purify, uproot by this kind of method. First, we have to have the renunciation. Renunciation means this cause of samsara, the cause of suffering of myself and others. They are the absolute nature of the delusion and the suffering. So my responsibility to follow, to practice Dharma, is how to take care of this in this way, in this method, with the method of the interdependence, the foundation of the renunciation, and the shamatha, meditative concentration, and the vipassana, special insight. So today we just up to this, and then next we can go. Okay, sounds good. I try to explain as much as I can, but my understanding English is still very, Okay. So first, please take a deep breath. Everybody here, Zoom. Expand your chest and stomach. And exhale. Okay. Oh. Chanjo senjo rinpoche ma ge ba nam ge gyuru ji ge ba nyam ba me ba yao kone Obewara yo. English what? Yeah, thank you. I'll see you next time.
Well, he certainly motivated us to get out of our rut, our samsara rut.
Is it
I feel
helpful?
like I wanna jump out.
Yes.
I'm ready.
We are.
Thank you.
We are.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.